Hello students, how are you? So today I have come with new topic Coulomb's law on the first chapter electric charges and fields. So Coulomb's law. Before I tell you about Coulomb's law, let us discuss about charges. What is the charges? What is the nature of charges? There are two types of charges, positive and negative. You all know that. पता है ना? The like charges repel and unlike charges attract. Even the charged bodies can attract small lighter objects. But do you know why the charges attract each other? Obviously, there is a force. What kind of force? Electrostatic force. So, force between two charged bodies is called electrostatic force. There are two types of electrostatic force: attractive force and repulsive force. So, to make us understand about the fact that there is a force that exists between the two charges, a physicist Charles, French physicist Charles Augustine D. Coulomb came with a law, and he developed a law called Coulomb's law. According to Coulomb's law, he developed a formula to calculate the magnitude of force between two charged bodies or charged particles. You can say 2-point charges. So here the point charge is taken into consideration because it is also called inverse square law. Just like universal law of gravitation, there also we used to take point masses. So there is a similarity between universal law of gravitation that you have studied in class 11 and Coulomb's law in class 12. I had already discussed about this fact that when we were studying Newton's law of gravitation, I discussed about this, that same kind of formula we are going to study in class 12. That now the time has come, and that is Coulomb's law. The formula of Coulomb's law is F equals to K into Q1 Q2 by R squared. Okay? I am not telling the statement and all. I am not just explaining what is Coulomb's law all about. I am directly telling you the formula. And this is most important. Later on I will come to the statement also. Doesn't matter. F equals to K into Q1 Q2 by R squared. What is F? Obviously the force between two charges. Okay? What is Q1? Obviously the first charge. What is Q2? Obviously the second charge. What is R? Distance between their separation. Distance of their separation, which is denoted by R. If it is a little bit bigger body, charged body, then the distance is obviously the distance between their centers. Okay? So formula is this. Just like you can match this formula with universal law of gravitation formula. We had studied in universal law of gravitation, F equals to G m1 m2 by R square. And in case of Coulomb's law, F equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square. Okay? In place of mass m1 m2, there is Q1 Q2. In place of universal gravitational constant, there is K. K is called constant of proportionality in this law. I will show you the when I will write the statement, I will write that proportionality also, where K equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is epsilon naught? Epsilon naught is a constant which is called dimensional constant. Dimensional constant. Just like in gravitation, universal law of gravitation, the constant for universal law of gravitation is capital G, is also dimensional constant. So epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space. Permittivity means permittivity is a property of a medium which allows to occur the things, like which allows two charges to attract each other or repel each other. How much that medium can allow the two charges to attract each other or repel each other. If it is free space, means vacuum, then the things will happen easily. So for vacuum, for free space, permittivity constant is epsilon naught equals to 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12 C square, Coulomb square per Newton per meter square. If this unit has been calculated from here. In place of K, if you substitute 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, then epsilon naught will be F into R square, F into R square divided by Q1, Q2, and obviously 1 by 4 pi will be there. Okay, 4 pi will be there. 1 by 4 pi has no unit, so epsilon comes over here and F comes over here. Then Coulomb square and per Newton per meter square. Its formula. And unit. And unit of K is Newton meter square per Coulomb square. It is directly obtained from here. Okay, directly obtained from here. That means if you leave K over here, then it will be F R square divided by Q1 Q2. F is Newton meter square per Coulomb square. So these are the values. It is very very important. ये बहुत ही important है, ठीक है ना? ध्यान से याद रखना बच्चों इन वैल्यूज को. न्यूमेरिकल में बहुत ही काम आने वाला है, बहुत ज़्यादा काम आने वाला है. अच्छा, अब मैं ये बताने जाता हूँ कि कूलॉम्स लॉ को हम कैसे विजुअलाइज करें. हाउ टू विजुअलाइज, कैसे फील में लाएं उसको. एक चार्ज यहाँ पे है, एक चार्ज यहाँ पे है. These are like charges. Both are positive. Okay? Both are positive. तो अब क्या करेगा बताओ ये? Both the positive charges are like charges. They will attract or repel. Obviously, they will repel. Okay. So the force on Q1 due to Q2 इसको उधर पुश कर रहा है. तो ये फोर्स कौन सा हुआ? Q1 के ऊपर लगा हुआ. Q1 के ऊपर Q2 ने जो फोर्स लगाया वो F12 है. लेकिन फोर्स एक वेक्टर क्वांटिटी है, तो इसका वेक्टर का डायरेक्शन इधर ही होगा और फोर्स का डायरेक्शन ये है. अच्छा, वेक्टर का सिंबल कभी भी उधर नहीं होता है. नाउ F21 is acting in this direction. What is F21? Force on 2 due to 1. So F21. So both are repelling each other. So the forces are in opposite direction. Obviously, one important thing that magnitude of F12 and magnitude of F21 will be exactly same. Their direction are opposite, but they are in magnitude. They are exactly same. This satisfies one more law, that is Newton's third law. These forces are in agreement with Newton's third law. They are opposite in direction but same in magnitude. Right? Now let us take another pair of like charges. Here both are negative. Minus Q1 and minus Q2. They are separated by distance r. Obviously here the letters are quite small. You might be having problem to read it out. So what I am saying, listen carefully. You can listen again and again by making several pauses. Minus Q1, minus Q2. They are like charges separated by a distance r. Here also force F12 that means force on 1 due to 2 is this way, and force F21 force on 2 due to 1 is that way. That means ये जो चार्ज बॉडी है वो उसको उधर पुश कर रहा है, और ये जो चार्ज बॉडी है वो इसको इधर पुश कर रहा है ना, इधर पुश कर रहा है। तो क्या हो रहा है कि यहाँ पर भी एक रिपल्सिव फोर्स दिखाई दे रहा है। Why repulsive force? Because the charges are like. Okay. But here it is different scenario. What is different thing here? Two different charges are there. Plus Q1 and minus Q2. एक चार्ज को मैंने Q1 नाम रखा, दूसरे का नाम मैंने Q2 रखा, क्योंकि फॉर्मूले में समझने में इजी होगा। कभी कभी दोनों चार्ज बराबर भी हो सकता है, दोनों में Q भी कर सकते हैं, प्लस Q माइनस Q कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। या तो एक में 2Q है, एक में 3Q है, वो भी पॉसिबल है। बट हियर these two charges are of opposite nature, unlike. तो अनलाइक चार्जेस में अनलाइक चार्ज अगर है तो उसमें कौन सा फोर्स होगा? वेरी सिंपल, अट्रैक्टिव फोर्स। अनलाइक चार्जेस attractive force, so it is 1 2 force on 1 due to 2. Charge 1 is being attracted by charge 2, and this force 2 1 this direction, this direction, charge Q2 is being attracted by charge Q1. Okay, so these are the three different scenarios. For all these three example, three orientation, okay, same formula, F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 by R square. So whether the two charges are like or two charges are unlike, formula will be same, F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 by R square, where K equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon naught is 8.854 into 10 to the minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton per meter square, and epsilon naught is called permittivity of free space. Why I am talking about free space? Because this experiment was done by Coulomb in free space, vacuum, and when the intervening medium comes, wherever the experiment is carried out, if another medium comes apart from vacuum, then the result will be different. One more constant will come over here. So that we will discuss in the later time when we advance in the chapter. Okay. So this is the basic thing. Now let me tell you about the statement of Coulomb's law. Statement of Coulomb's law. Okay. Coulomb's law states that the electrostatic force between two point charges separated by a distance is directly proportional to the product of the magnitude of two charges and is inversely proportional to the square between them and acts along the line joining the two charges. So let me read it once again so that it will be clear for you. If the written words are not understood properly, might not be, so I will repeat the statement. And this is the statement of Coulomb's law, and you have to write exactly the same statement. Coulomb's law states that the electrostatic force between 2-point charges. Obviously, this force is attractive force or repulsive force. It can be both. Coulomb's law states that the electrostatic force between 2-point charges separated by a distance is directly proportional to the product of the magnitude of two charges and is inversely proportional to the square between them and acts along the line joining the two charges. तो क्या कहता है कि अगर 2 पॉइंट चार्जेस है तो और उन 2 पॉइंट चार्जेस को एक डिस्टेंस में सेपरेट किया हुआ है, तो फोर्स बिटवीन दिस टू चार्जेस, उनके बीच में लगने वाला जो फोर्स है, एट्रैक्टिव हो या रिपल्सिव हो, वो फोर्स किसके प्रोपोर्शनल होगा? प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ द टू चार्जेस, यानी कि Q1 Q2 का डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल होगा। और वो फोर्स किसके इनवर्सली होगा? इट इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द स्क्वायर ऑफ द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन देम। अगर इनको हम कंबाइन करें तो क्या आ जाएगा? F प्रोपोर्शनल टू Q1 Q2। जब स्टेटमेंट लिखने को कहा जाएगा तो डायग्राम जरूर बना लेना, ये वाला एटलीस्ट ये डायग्राम बना लेना। इनमें से कोई एक डायग्राम बनाने से भी चलेगा। प्रोपोर्शनल टू Q1 Q2 कॉमा F प्रोपोर्शनल टू 1/r²। ये इंप्लाइज क्या बन जाएगा? ये F प्रोपोर्शनल टू Q1 Q2/r²। अब प्रोपोर्शनलिटी का सिंबल और हटा देंगे तो क्या बन जाएगा? F = K Q1 Q2/r²। सो लॉ के हिसाब से ये फॉर्मूला, तो ये रहा स्टेटमेंट और ये रहा फॉर्मूला कैसे आया। ये डेरिवेशन नहीं है, ये स्टेटमेंट ही है। तो मैंने पहले फॉर्मूला का डिस्कशन किया, क्योंकि फॉर्मूला में क्या, कहाँ पे कौन सा क्या चीज़ है उसको समझना बहुत जरूरी है। तो फॉर्मूला इस तरह से आया। दिस इज Coulomb's law। ओके चिल्ड्रेन, सो regarding Coulomb's law, there are a few definitions like permittivity, like point charges, definition of 1 coulomb from Coulomb's law. Okay, so let us know about that. You can copy it and I'll clear the board. Okay, let me clear. Okay, here I will write in big letters. We have discussed about point charges. What is point charge? Point charge क्या होता है? Point charge कहने से हम लोग क्या समझते हैं? Point छोटा सा, वो चार्ज बहुत ही छोटा होगा, है ना? और डेफिनेशन हम क्या बोलेंगे कि उसका साइज इतना छोटा होगा कि दो चार्ज के बीच का जो डिस्टेंस है उससे कहीं बहुत ही ज़्यादा छोटा होगा. If the size of the two charged bodies is very small, much smaller than the separation distance of their separation, then the two charged bodies are supposed to be point charge. Exactly like mass का जो concept है gravitation chapter में exactly वैसे ही है. तो point charge क्या होता है? If the two charged bodies are such that their size is much smaller than their separation. Okay, then the two charged bodies है ना, charged bodies are called point charges. यहाँ से ऊपर ये वाला नहीं है, point charges. So why we are discussing about point charges? Because this law is valid for only point charges. How did Coulomb come to this conclusion? One thing is he took torsion balance. Torsion balance is a balance which measures, it is a very sensitive balance which measures the force between two charges and force between two poles of the magnet also. So to measure the gravitational force, which is very weak force, torsion balance is used. So he also used torsion balance, and this balance was discovered by Cavendish. And actually Cavendish was going to produce this law, but he could not publish. So later on Coulomb came, and Coulomb worked on the same principle, and he calculated the force between the two charges, and he published his law. So while framing out the law, F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square, what he did? First he took a certain charge Q, okay, of both the bodies. Then and took a certain separation between them and found the force, calculated the force. Now what he did, he varied the amount of charge but kept the same distance. Then again he calculated, a kind of force, amount of force. Okay, next time what he did, he kept the amount of charges constant and varied the distance proportionally. Varied the distance proportionally and again calculated the force. So again he got the same result. So finally he came to he came into conclusion that force is given by K into Q1 Q2 by R square. But he also realized that if it is performed in free space vacuum, then this formula is valid. But if it is performed in some other medium, it is not same as this. In this way, we got the formula. So you all know about this formula now. The value of K, value of epsilon naught, the formula itself. Okay, and the value of K is 9 10 to the power 9, 9 Newton per meter square, Newton meter square per coulomb square, all these things. So in the next video, I will come with the vector representation of the Coulomb's law, vector formula of Coulomb's law. Since Coulomb's law deals with the electrostatic force and force is a vector quantity, so we must write or we must know about the vector representation or vector formula of Coulomb's law, and along with that all other related terms we will discuss. Okay, thank you so much. All the best.